shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you were interested in picking up a channel membership for as little as $1.99 a month, head over to my channel profile and hit the join button to view all of the available perks. Thanks. So honestly, you could consider this video to be a continuation of one of my last videos, as the entire theme is honestly just pretty similar. In this one, we are actually going to be talking about Lloyd, and a very interesting opinion I've seen pop up here and there in the community. Quickly, please do feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would really help me out. Thanks. If you've seen yesterday's video in which I spoke about Harumi and how some of the dialogue from her was a little bit strange, then you would know that this video is overall pretty similar. Well, since then, I've seen a handful of people saying the same thing, but this time with Lloyd, as he's talking to Harumi in the same scene, and this has been an opinion that I've seen pop up after I made that video, mainly. Now, honestly, to begin with, I do kind of see where people are coming from, to an extent, at least, which we will be getting onto later, because I do actually have a counterpoint to all of this. Some of Lloyd's lines aren't really bad on paper, but the execution is, slightly questionable, I guess. I don't know, it just comes across as a little bit strange, and I don't actually have any specific lines noted down here to go over, but just as I rewatch the scene in which he is captured by Harumi and they are talking to each other, some of the stuff Lloyd says does feel slightly strange, and so I can kind of reason with the people that are saying that Lloyd's dialogue was just straight up bad in this episode, but I definitely wouldn't say it was out of character, and was definitely not as bad as Harumi. I think mostly it comes down to how Sam Vincent actually executed his voice in this. It just, I don't know, it's hard to really explain and put into words, but something definitely does feel a little bit off for Lloyd. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying, though, do not get me wrong. At this point, you have to think, right, Lloyd is completely worried, overwhelmed, and is just going through a whole different range of emotions. He never really got over the thing with Harumi since the Oni trilogy, and we've had hints of that throughout seasons 11 and 13 in particular. For the previous love of his life, quote-unquote, essentially, that he was obsessed with in seasons 8 and 9, well, for her to just suddenly come back after he initially thought she was completely dead and was gone, and for her to then also be capturing him and kind of taunting him, it's very overwhelming for Lloyd, and again, he never got over it, so you do have to reason with the character here and realise that this is going to be a normal reaction and is perfectly just a normal thing to expect from him at this point, once you do consider what this actually means for him in particular here. This is a really kind of huge moment for Lloyd, and it's very, very overwhelming for him, and so you do have to realise why some of the lines that he comes out with in this specific scene may feel a little bit weird. However, the same thing can't be said for Harumi, as we discussed in yesterday's video. However, for Lloyd, I think it's way more acceptable than that, and it's an entirely different subject altogether. Harumi, I don't know, it just felt out of character. For Lloyd, though, while it may seem just strange to some, once you realise why he's actually talking like this, and why some of the lines in this scene are a bit questionable, I guess, it becomes a lot more easier to understand the whole thing, and I wouldn't really say this is a bad scene at all, and isn't anything out of character for Lloyd either. So overall, I think that people are maybe overreacting a little bit, although I do definitely see where people are coming from, but at the same time, for someone like Lloyd that is still emotionally attached to Harumi, for her to just come back and taunt him and then capture him, you know, I can definitely understand why he may be very freaked out at this point, and why he definitely isn't thinking clearly, as he mentions in this scene. But with all of this being said, be sure to drop your own thoughts down below on all of this in the comments. I would love to hear some of your thoughts. As always, if you did enjoy today's video, feel free to drop a like on it, subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell so that you can be the first to watch my new videos whenever I do post them. With this being said, I'll see you all soon for my next one. Goodbye.